sun visors out of the truck as I'm stripping the cab, and they've been retrimmed at some stage with this really sexy velour type stuff. But I noticed that when I was pulling them off, they felt funny, like the material's a bit loose. So I stuck the knife in to have a look, see what's under there, and hopefully these are as good as I think they just might be under here. Hopefully. Remember, this is a 1967 truck, so anything that's original in here is 33, 55 years old, so I had to think about that one, but I might be in luck. Holy shit. Almost mint 1967 factory sun visors. Let's just hope the other one's the same, but no glue, no crap, no sunburn, no ripped seams. That's amazing. If only the rest of the interior was like that. So a bit more progress on the truck. I've got the cab off again so I can get to the chassis and do a bit of work on that, but also I'm going to get into doing some more work on the cab. One of you guys, one of my subscribers, Phil, got in touch with me. Phil's from Adelaide. He messes around with these as well, and he noticed that the roof on my truck is pretty trashed with rust, the sunroof. He sort of picked up on me talking about that and looking for another one, and he's come through with this complete cut, roof cut from a 6770 bump side truck. He bought a truck for parts, and pretty much this is the only rust free part of that truck, and he sold it to me. So a very hard to find piece, so I'm really grateful that he got in touch with me and saw that I needed it. It made my life a whole lot easier. So have a quick look at that. So on the roof of the truck, the current one, I'll cut it above here and then work out cleaning all this off, and on this one I'll cut below here and clean all the underside off, and hopefully that'll leave me with a good roof skin that I can put back on. It's going to be a pain in the ass trying to do the gutters. Stitching that back on. I'm going to have to work that out as I go. I have seen some stuff online of cutaway drawings of what's under there, and I've seen guys doing roof chops and what's involved. There's like 4 layers of steel under there. It's going to be a bit yeah, it's going to be a bit interesting, but overall that's mint compared to what I've got. So again, yeah, that makes my life so much easier. So now I've got to cut that off and see what I'm working with. I'll do that one first to give me an idea, because I could trash that roof. I'm going to keep sections of it in case I get damaged or rust. Like all the back sections I'll keep, but I'm going to cut it above the line and peel that off and see what I'm working with. But it's getting later in the afternoon now, so I'm going to try and get this one done tonight before it gets too late to be making noise, and we'll go from there. spent a bit more time on the working on the cab, stripping that down to get ready for blasting. This is the passenger side gutter. Is cleaning up around the front edge here, just trying to get the last of the old roof out, and this popped. And yeah, she's a bit rough. Needs a bit of work. She's seen a bit of action. I do have this piece here that I got off Scott over in Melbourne, and it doesn't look too nice on the side at first glance, but it's actually really solid, and it's got all the pieces that I need for here. So I've braced up the cab a bit, and I'm gonna cut the rest of that off, take some more out of the floor, and have a look at the cab mounts. I've got to replace those, unfortunately, so I'm going to cut those out. Alright, so I've spent a couple of hours on the cab. I've cleaned the rest of the gutters, cut off the worst part of the gutter here, cleaned it up, bit of a nice edge there, so I can measure up I can strip the new piece out, cut that along the same edge as that, cut the outer skin off, get that blasted, and put that in. I've gone around and cleaned up all the spot welds along the back here, cleaned up the old sealant off the back. I wasn't sure what the abrasive blast, what they use, and if it messes with like any kind of silicone or anything like that. So I've gone around the windscreen edges and cleaned up all that rubber, and there was a lot. Some of it was like concrete. I also wanted to see for myself now what condition the top of the windscreen was in, windscreen opening, and that's actually come up really well. This edge here, this lip here, there's a few bubbles, so I've cut out those areas, the worst parts. It kind of sucks, but there's always going to be, like between where these panels are joined, there's always going to be a little bit of surface rust, and there's always going to be something like this in there that I can't get rid of between the joints. I hate that thought, but I'll do what I can now, and it should last for a while yet. The cab mounts, I would have liked to have saved the cab mounts, and I sort of cut them so that I could, but so the cab mounts on these, I didn't realise, but they overlap, so that's what you see from the outside, and I thought there was a join along that bit there, but they actually that piece goes inside the other piece, and because it's a double skin and I mean, when I brought the truck, this was absolutely full with crud. I mean, that's still damp. I don't know how old that is. The thing's been sitting under my carport for a year at least, and that stuff's still damp. They're kind of past saving, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because I've been looking at sourcing new cab mounts from the States, and while they're for the factory thickness, the factory gauge steel in exact replica pressings from a couple of big companies, they're only $90 US each. But I'm looking anywhere from 160 to 300 US shipping to get them to Australia. And it could cost up to $600 for 2 cab mounts. I mean, if I have to pay it, I have to pay it. I really don't want to. So I'm trying to find another way of getting those. There are the cheap replicas that are a one-piece thing, but they're a thinner gauge. They don't look that great, and they are thinner gauge, and the cab is really heavy. And I'm going to be throwing this thing around, so I don't want floor pans, yes. Cab mounts, no. We'll have to look at what else we found on the cab. I was cleaning up with the wire wheel down here, and I found that corner as well. The other side's not too bad. And that side is a mess, but these panels again are because it's so common for us on these trucks to go there. These panels are easy to get and straightforward to change. So I'll add those to the list with the cab mounts. Going to do a coupe video first. Like I said in my last one, I have been doing work on that, but I really want to get this cab down and blasted and see what I'm working with. I've been doing stuff on the coupe, but it's lots of little jobs, so I've just been sort of recording that and I'll put that together. So yeah, I'll cut this one off here, just so I can get some videos going again, and then when I take the cab down and get that blasted and do some more work on the chassis, that's going to be an interesting one. I think so. Yeah, and we'll go from there. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry it's been so long. And I will see you again, hopefully real soon. Cheers.